How to get current available pus in TensorFlow. I have a plan to use distributed TensorFlow, and I saw TensorFlow can use pus for training and testing. In a cluster environment, each machine could have 0 or 1 or more pus, and I want to run my TensorFlow graph into pus on as many machines as possible. I found that when running tf.session, TensorFlow gives information about GPU in the log messages like below. My question is, how do I get information about current available GPU from TensorFlow? I can get loaded GPU information from the log, but I want to do it in a more sophisticated, programmatic way. I also could restrict pus intentionally using the CUDA_visible_devices environment variable, so I don't want to know a way of getting GPU information from OS kernel. In short, I want a function like tf.get_available_pus that will return /GPU column 0, /GPU column 1 if there are 2 pus available in the machine. How can I implement this?
There is an undocumented method called device_lib.list_local_devices that enables you to list the devices available in the local process. NB as an undocumented method, this is subject to backwards incompatible changes. The function returns a list of device attributes protocol buffer objects. You can extract a list of string device names for the GPU devices as follows. Note that, at least up to TensorFlow 1.4, calling device_lib.list_local_devices will run some initialization code that, by default, will allocate all of the GPU memory on all of the devices. GitHub issue. To avoid this, first create a session with an explicitly small per_process_GPU_fraction or allow_growth equals true to prevent all of the memory being allocated. See this question for more details.
You can check all device list using following code.
There is also a method in the test util, so all that has to be done is and/or look up the TensorFlow docs for arguments.
Since TensorFlow 2.1, you can use tf.config.list_physical_devices, GPU. If you have 2 pus installed, it outputs this. In TF 2.0, you must add experimental. C. Bleepage, current API.
The accepted answer gives you the number of pus, but it also allocates all the memory on those pus. You can avoid this by creating a session with fixed lower memory before calling device_lib.list_local_devices, which may be unwanted for some applications. I ended up using NVIDIA's to get the number of pus without allocating any memory on them.
If you want to support the channel, please consider liking and subscribing.